metrics into building performance optimization in shopping malls. The outline of the presentation is as follows. And looking at the background of the study, we observe that modern malls are no longer just a retail hubs, but they have evolved to be a space where socialization, social interaction, and recreational purposes are being witnessed. As such, the importance of indoor environmental quality is very important in terms of the temperature, humidity, lighting, and acoustic materials. And this has been recently recognized in a more profound way as some of the critical factors influencing users' comfort and as well as building sustainability. When you compare to advanced economies and sub-Saharan Africa, you can see that environmental control in terms of commercial building are still very underdeveloped. In Ghana context, research focused more on energy efficiency, but little or none has been extensively focused on indoor conditions that affect shoppers' comfort and as well as behavior. As such, the study adopted quantitative research exploring the relationship among the indoor environmental quality and building performance and consumer behavior in one of the two most popular Ghanaian shopping mall, Accra Mall and Kumasi Mall. Both malls operate in a high advanced heating, ventilation, and air conditioned environment, as well as having building management system, which help to capture real time in terms of the temperature, humidity, CO2 level, and the ambience, noise, and luminance in that given indoor environment. All sensor output, which was transmitted to a centralized digital system, and the building management system data was able to use to retrieve operational performance metrics in terms of the HVAC, energy use, lighting load and ventilation efficiency, and as well as energy use per square meter. Consumer behavior tracking, such as Bluetooth-based tracking, monitored visitors' movement and as well capture the real essence. Finally, spatial distribution trend rely on average occupancy duration and zone-specific visitor count were recorded. Looking at the findings, the study acknowledged or reviewed that visitors stayed longer in Accra Mall compared to that of Kumasi, accounting for an average of 57 minutes. Accra Mall as well experienced high peak foot traffic, accounting about 2,100 per hour compared to that of Kumasi, which is 1,400 per hour. Shoppers in Accra Mall aggravated more towards food count and electronics, and there is a revisiting in these given zones. Whereas in Kumasi, the shoppers tend to be more linear in terms of their path, favoring more of fashion and glossaries. This study noticed the differences which suggest the layout and the tenant mix have significant impact. Looking at energy usage, Accra Mall had higher energy usage than that of Kumasi due to the cooling need, which attributed to higher energy in Accra Mall. Looking at the HVAC, which accounted more energy in Accra than that of Kumasi. Kumasi had a higher lightning load share compared to Accra. On ventilation, efficiency was better in Kumasi than that of Accra Mall, which account for 89.5% compared to that Accra, which account for 84.6% in terms of ventilation efficiency. The results suggest Accra Mall climate drive demands, whereas that of Kumasi design boosts efficiency. Conclusion: the study concludes that indoor environmental quality have a significant impact that shape the shopper's behavior and performance of the mall. As such, temperature mostly have a strong influence on the occupancy time which was spent. Higher value reduce steady duration. Looking at the lighting, ventilation, CO2 level also affected visitor in terms of engagement and comfort. Accra Mall outperformed Kumasi in engagement despite poor indoor environmental quality due to a layout and store diversity. Behavioral and environmental management data integration would enormously enhance performance assessment of these given indoor environmental qualities. More can succeed via different strengths. In this study, Accra Mall through users engagement, whereas that of Kumasi Mall through energy efficiency. Therefore, the study recommends that adaptive environmental control and a human-centered design should be adopted. And this will metaphors into policy which will favor dynamics, looking at locally tailored metrics over static standard like that of World and LEED. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate your time on this. I can now take your question.